Are you ready to join us on an incredible journey? Our goal is to reach 1 million subscribers, and we want you to be part of it. With your help, we can make it happen, and you could even win $100,000 in the process. So why wait? Come join us today, and let's get this party started. For more details on how to join, go to the description section below. Don't miss your chance at winning $100,000. Subscribe now to win big. Why are these megacities still deserted? Fresh megacities are being created all across the world, while some of them are still vacant. Others see more perspective. In this video, we examine Nusantara, Sejong, and Naypyidaw, Egypt's new administrative center. These four innermost megaprojects were created with millions of people in mind. Why are they still vacant? Will they continue to be successful? Let's investigate. Comment, like, and subscribe to Luxurious Prestigious. And don't forget to have your notification bell on for more updates. Even though this megacity was intended to house millions of people, most of its expansive streets remain empty. Egypt is also constructing another megacity. This megacity was built from the ground up in the middle of the desert, shortly to be home to 6.5 million people and the world's highest skyscraper. Has anyone moved in yet as of today? Will they be able to fill it with residents? Then there are proposals to relocate Jakarta, one of the biggest cities on earth, to this undeveloped piece of land in the bush. What is happening then? Why do nations create brand new cities from scratch? Now, we want to go deeply into these odd cities' actual happenings and examine whether or not these brand new planned communities are succeeding. Let's begin with Naypyidaw, Myanmar's brand new capital. Between 2002 and 2012, a brand new capital city was constructed from the ground up. It contains everything a city needs and is currently the third largest city in Myanmar by area. But it has earned a reputation as a terrifying ghost capital. This city has much fewer residents than anticipated. Its function is also rather enigmatic, in addition to the obvious lack of people there. Yangon, Myanmar's former capital city, is the official justification given for the construction of Naypyidaw. Lacks room to grow and is overloaded. Nonetheless, it may have been a tactical military move to erect this bizarre new capital. As an illustration, the city's development was concealed for a considerable amount of time. For almost $5 billion, covert construction firms secretly created the metropolis. The government declared in 2005 that its headquarters would be relocated 320 kilometers away to this brand new, hardly known city from Yangon. There is, however, more. Because of the city's restricted access to the sea and distant position, any attackers would have a tough time invading the capital. Furthermore, getting from one area of the city to another is challenging due to the odd and inefficient layout of the road system. A 20-lane motorway is also present, which is wide enough to act as an airport runway. This tactical choice, however, cannot be solely defensive in nature. The placement of this new capital is intended to enhance the government's grip over these central territories. As in the past, the areas surrounding Naypyidaw were challenging for it to manage. Naypyidaw appears to be the world's oddest capital city overall, even though the populace is currently rising from around 6% each year. Yet, there are only about 750,000 people living there as of this writing. The government had 9 million people. Therefore, this amount is significantly less than planned initially for Naypyidaw. Strangely though, Myanmar wasn't the only nation that made the decision to relocate its capital in 2002, the Sejong administrative city in South Korea. Sejong was put forth in 2002 as a means of addressing the nation's uneven economic growth and the Korean capital's heavy traffic. The project has subsequently become a contentious political issue. Seoul, like most capital cities, is congested and is the main economic hub of the nation. It's more severe in South Korea than other locations, 50% of the total. Seoul's metropolitan area is home to a large population, about 25 million people to be precise. Hence, Sejong's construction started in 2007 and ended in 2012. Only 125 kilometers distant in the new capital, government organizations started to relocate from crowded Seoul. Although the National Assembly and over half of the government departments still call Seoul home. The initial plan called for all government organizations to relocate by 2012. With plenty of green space and space for electric vehicles, Sejong has been planned with everything a self-sufficient city requires. Smart city amenities include automatic garbage and food waste collection, interactive digital signage, and other cutting-edge technology. Strangely, however, rather than relocate to Sejong, many people still choose to drive 4 hours to work in Seoul. There have been numerous complaints about Sejong's inadequate transportation to entice individuals away from Seoul with linkages and services. Sejong's population of 400,000 people today pales in comparison to Greater Seoul's 25 million inhabitants. Yet, given Seoul's overpopulation, increasing real estate prices, and families are starting to search outside of Seoul for better conditions as the terrible traffic persists. More institutions and companies are moving to Sejong to build on the future capital advances. In 2030, Sejong is scheduled to formally become the capital of South Korea, and by then, the city's population is projected to exceed 500,000 people. The city is then anticipated to grow naturally from there. Only time will be able to tell whether Sejong will be able to realize its ambitious aim and move all government operations there within the next 7 years. There are other brand new cities being created from scratch besides Sejong and Naypyidaw. Many new city initiatives are underway around the globe, including Neom in Saudi Arabia, Bitcoin City in El Salvador, and Egypt's new administrative capital. Capital of Egypt's new administrative. One of the largest and most promising new cities currently being built has made significant progress. About 80 kilometers to the east of Cairo is where Egypt's new administrative capital will be built. The new city will eventually hold 6.5 million inhabitants, in addition to the new government. That is around 70% of the population of Cairo, as it is today. The first residents are anticipated to move in this year, although the community is still essentially deserted today. But an appropriate name for the future capital is still lacking. In order to find a name and a logo for the new administrative capital, the Egyptian government even sponsored a competition. But why is Egypt even doing this project? We only need to take a brief look at Cairo to find a solution. Around 10 million people live in Cairo at the moment, where there are about 21 million people living in the greater Cairo area. And by 2050, 38 million people are anticipated to be living in this country. Because of this, in 2014, this enormous mega project was suggested by the newly elected President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to address Cairo's growing traffic congestion and population growth. As of right now, government, residential, and commercial buildings are all clearly finished, indicating that the work is well underway. The administration issued assurances that the project was on schedule and that the speed of work had not been impacted by the pandemic, even during that time. Egypt's new administrative capital would include an international airport, a stadium, a leisure district, a monorail to Cairo, and impressive mosques and churches. The government district is currently 98% complete, and the first government departments are ready to move to the new city and operate entirely from there in 2023. The iconic tower, which is located in the city and has now grown to its full height, is also the tallest building in Africa. The iconic tower won't hold onto this title for very long though, if all goes as planned. Egypt is to begin building a significantly taller skyscraper in their new capital city this year. The skyscraper will be known as the Obelisko Capital and will soar to an amazing height of 1 kilometer, making it the tallest structure in the entire globe. The government of Egypt is selling land to pay for the construction of the new city, and China is lending billions of dollars. China's construction business is additionally finishing up work on the iconic tower. The country's strong political discussion is frequently sparked by these financial ties to independence in China. Also, there are worries about the megaproject as a whole, since it may turn into a wealthy Egyptians-only metropolis. Due to a lack of investment and enterprise, Cairo can experience increasing poverty and population growth. There is no doubt that this new metropolis is developing, yet it is still unclear what will happen. How many people will actually move into this new capital city, and whether it will be a success. Currently being built in Indonesia is another development. The new city of Nusantara will take the place of Jakarta as the nation's capital, similar to how Egypt's new administrative capital replaced Cairo. Nusantara. The idea of relocating Jakarta as the nation's administrative capital has been floated by various Indonesian governments since the 1950s. The legislator ultimately approved a law in January 2022 to move the capital to a jungle location more than 2,000 kilometers distant on a different island. But why would the Indonesian government spend so much time and money on moving the capital of the nation so far away? And when will it happen? With about 11 million residents in the city proper and almost 30 million in the larger Jakarta urban area, Jakarta is known for its crowdedness and pollution, which is full of the noise and fumes of motorbikes. It has submerged 2.5 meters, faster than any other metropolis in the world, in the 10 years up to 2019, with flooding occurring more frequently. The National Resource and Innovation Agency of Indonesia recently released a research in which they predicted that barring immediate action, 25% of Jakarta would be underwater by the year 2050. According to the study, groundwater is being used excessively, which is the primary cause of Jakarta sinking. Also, as a result of rising sea levels and an increase in extreme weather events, both flash flooding from the sea and upriver are becoming more common. Despite the continuous construction of a 47-kilometer seawall along the receding shoreline, a mosque and a few residences have already been lost to the sea. The Indonesian government chose the island of Borneo as the site for its future capital because of Jakarta's dire state. When you fly above Borneo's jungles now, you can see that the initial stages of development have already started. Trees have already been removed from roads, access routes, and the locations of the important government buildings. The name of the new metropolis is Nusantara, and it will be established on a 2,500 kilometers plot of land, roughly 3 times the size of New York City, the majority of which is still covered in rainforest. There are several reasons why Nusantara should be located here. Borneo is more Indonesian than Jakarta, which is located on the island of Java, both geographically and culturally. Nusantara building is anticipated to reduce Jakarta's congestion while promoting Borneo's and Indonesia's overall economic growth. In addition, Borneo sees significantly fewer natural disasters than low-lying Java and other islands that are vulnerable to flooding, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. The new metropolis will be constructed in 5 stages. Stage 1 started in August 2022 with the ceremonial shovel of the dirt, and Stage 5 won't be finished until 2045 when Nusantara is expected to have 2 million residents. The projected costs for the project are $32 billion, or 40% of these will come from domestic and foreign businesses as private investment. Although it now appears impossible, given the construction pace, The goal is for the government to relocate to Nusantara by 2024. The Japanese government group visited the site recently and later withdrew their investment. Therefore, is now seeking affluent Middle Eastern countries, such as the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, etc. China is anticipated to play a significant role in the creation of Nusantara, similar to how it did in Egypt. Only time will tell if Nusantara will ever be completed, and if millions of people will move in, similar to Naypyidaw, Sejong, and Egypt's new capital. What are your thoughts on creating these brand new megacities from scratch? Do any of them appeal to you as somewhere to call home? Describe it to us in the comments below. Visit our channel for more information on a city that was created from scratch. Saudi Arabia's design is discussed in a video. We appreciate your interest and hope to see you in the upcoming video.